afternoon session, and we'll also be recording this, so we'll be putting it into onto the portal under Endeavor's section. I'm going to turn this over to John. He's been with Endeavor. They're really excited. We do some business with them already, so that's a good point. I know some already probably know their product, but we wanted to go ahead and introduce. So John, I'm going to let you take over, and we look forward to this presentation.
Brett, thank you very much for the opportunity this morning to address your team. Like you said, we're excited about this meeting because we do, SNMC is a growing brand. I noticed a lot of other net branches that we have migrating across, so your platform obviously has become successful. And so we have offices literally that do as much broker business with us as we do some of our broker shops. And of course, that's all product driven. Obviously, you have an amazing bank internally there that can turn your deals quickly, and you provide good service to your realtors that way. This conversation obviously is about those files you can't bank, the files that you don't want to walk in down the street either. And what I want to do this morning is to have the opportunity just to go over some of the products. We won't drill too deep because time is of the essence, but just sort of give you this idea of what we cover and also our level of commitment and service to you. And that way you can feel comfortable, because I know from experience that when you're looking at a deal that looks a little bit hairy and you're wondering whether you should tell the realtor yes or no, and your outlet is a broker side, it can be a little bit, you could feel a little nervous and anxious about that. So I want to sort of try to speak into that a little bit so you're comfortable in calling us on deals like that. I also want to note that we have another gentleman on the phone, my teammate, Todd Pierce. He's with us. I'll do just a few minutes on the product side. He'll address you for a few minutes on the operational piece. That piece is really smooth too. That's obviously very important that your partner can take your deal in expeditiously, transparently get it turned over. So we'll just speak a few moments to that. And then my favorite time is going to be Q&A. I'm hoping to open this up after a few moments and just talk about and take your questions in terms of what we can and can't do. So here we go. Good morning. Everybody can hear me, I'm assuming, right? Now let me see if I can get my screen shared here.
Yes, we can.
Can you see my screen, Brett?
Yep.
Okay. So just really quickly, again, I'm not going to drill into any one of these pieces, but I wanted to sort of give you an idea of our scope. Right now, there's no non-QM products. That's coming out towards the first of next year. But right now, we have a full suite of of the GSE or the agency products. We have FHA, VA, conventional, and USDA. Just so you know, historically, you guys use us about 50% for FHA deals, about 25% for conventional deals, and about 20% for VA, with the rest falling into USDA. So just quickly, FHA, 620 FICO is minimum. We elevated that in the last couple of months. The value in FHA for us is that we have literally, figuratively speaking, no overlays on the FHA side down at 620. So if you have one of those deals going through the house there that's 620 or above, and for some reason you're having some issues with it, we're a great first call because we don't have overlays to the 4001. The other thing I want to talk about FHA is that we don't do a ton of manual underwrites. So we're not the manual underwrite guy. If you have a Chapter 13 that doesn't have 2-year seasoning, that's a manual underwrite. Those we do. Those are more systemic in nature. But the ones where you have just, generically they need a manual because if you add $10,000 in assets, it runs to you. Those manuals we don't do. We're not for that. But we do a ton of FHA. We're very good at it. We start out as an FHA shop, so you're going to find that's one of our strong suits. VA, we're very good at, and we do a pretty good amount of VA with some of your offices. There we go down to 580. We literally treat our veterans a little bit differently. We go to 580. We do refers on VA down to 580, and we do them incredibly well. I won't go into details here, but just so you know, on the manual underwrite side, there's really only 3 criteria that we have. We like your DTI below 50. We need a housing history, of course, because VA says we do. But on that, we can do a private party BOR for that. So that takes care of that. And number 3, we don't like DROGs in the last 12 months. But other than that, we do a robust business for manual underwrites, and we're a great place for that. And then conventional, it's going to be just your files that for some reason there's little quirks. Underwriters and platforms see different guidelines different ways. And so we do a decent business with you guys on the conventional files that you don't do. The news there I want to tell you is that we've really sharpened up our conventional pricing over the last couple of months. We're chasing the good conventional deals. So you're going to find that those deals you, for some reason, can't place inside that come internally there, you're going to be well priced as well, which has not always been the case. And then USDA, we go down to 640. The only sort of value there that I see over your platform is that we do refers down to 640. I'm not sure if you guys do or not, but we can do a manual underwrite as long as you're at 640 plus. The other quick area I'll point out before I drill into each individual one of these is your streamlines. We do FHA and VA IRRRLs with no FICO, below 580. And so we do some really cool things there. So I think when I looked through your historicals, I saw a few streamlines, both IRRRLs and FHA streamlines. And again, it's one of those things where if it comes in your front door and for some reason you can't do it, we would love to be your first call to explore whether we can do it through our platform as well. Quick little drill into, this is a big one for us. And I think if I look through your pipeline and drill deeper, probably 35% of the files that you send us are from manufactured homes. I'm not sure if the areas that I'm speaking into do manufactured homes, but we love them, are great at them. We do them in every flavor, FHA, VA, USDA, and conventional. Anyway, I won't drill into the details here, just so you know, both myself, Todd Pierce is on the call, our underwriters, our closers, our funders, all of our teammates across the board do a ton of manufactured homes. We do them very well. So we're a great first call if you have a manufactured home. I will highlight the fact that we do single wides where most folks won't. And so on a single wide deal, I need 620 plus FICO. And typically speaking, you want to keep it government. Fannie Mae does allow a single wide, but it's got to be it's a very specific approved HUD. And so the odds of that aren't that great. So you're thinking FHA or VA, but we do single wides, which is a big deal in some markets. Let me see. 203Ks. I've noticed we do a few of those with you as well. Again, we're very good at that. One of the things that we do is we have dedicated teams of underwriters that deal with different product mixes here. And so we have an amazing 203K department from start to finish. We do the streamlines, we do the big boys. And again, because you're dealing with a finite group of people, 2 or 3 underwriters and the funders and the closers, everything is very specialized. Those of you out there that haven't done one before and are afraid of them, don't be. Raise your hand. Todd and I can help you structure them from the outset. And then, of course, once the file goes into underwriting, you'll be met with kid gloves. And many of the guys that do this for the first time come back and bring loan 3 and loan 4 and loan 5 because they didn't realize how easy it is when you have a partner that knows what they're doing. And so we do the FHA 203K, again, both streamlined and the big boy as well. I drilled in this already a little bit, but I wanted to sort of highlight this. We do a ton of VA business, and we, again, a dedicated team that does the VA loans. Many of them, by the way, are ex-veterans. Some of them are housed in Maryland and Virginia where the good VA underwriters are. And it's my favorite program for us because it's the place where we have the most ability to help you. Both our underwriters have a lot of latitude that the VA has given us, and we take almost every opportunity we can to help. I'll give you an example. VA allows on manufactured homes the units to have been moved before. No other GSE allows that. VA does. We allow you to as well. And so now you have an outlet for a file. You got to be a veteran, but a file that says the unit's been moved before, we can actually do that file on VA. But again, we run the 580 manual underwrites, and we're a great home for the VA loans. And then lastly, I had one more here. I think I did that. I'm sorry. Okay, that's it. So those are the 3 areas I wanted to cover with you this morning. And so again, one of the things I wanted to relate to you beyond the product mix is the relationship. Brett and I were talking about this morning. It is dicey to send your deal where you've hard-earned realtor, hard-earned borrower to a person you don't really know. And so I want you to know that Todd and I have deep relationships with many SNMC branches across the country. We sort of overlaid out onto you. You're part of the family already. We're driven by relationship. We're driven by our commitment to service to you. And so I want you, we would love to earn the ability to be your first call when you can't bank something. That file crosses your desk. You look at it, for some reason you realize, I can't bank this. We would love to be your first call because as far as our product mix is concerned, it's wide enough, I think, to validate a first call. We do a lot of different things that we can do for you. And then on top of that, if the file does fit our parameters when you bring it in, we'll be great service partners for you. So you can go to that realtor and get that second deal or that third deal and not fall down on the job with that. And so that's really what I have for you product-wise. If I could just bring Todd Pierce in. Todd, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Awesome. If you could just spend, Brett had asked me to try to make it all happen within 15 to 25 minutes. And so if you want to sort of get in a few minutes, Todd's going to be your best friend. By once a deal crosses the door and you and I talk pre-qual wise and pricing wise, there's no better friend a file had than Todd Pierce. So Todd, if you want to sort of speak into that for a few moments, and then we'll open up for Q&A.
Wow, that's exactly what I do all day long, wait to be queued up to help people out. So definitely appreciate the opportunity to speak to a group here. I'm a kind of guy who does sit here at a desk all day long, waiting for the phone to ring to provide assistance and offer help in how to navigate what we do and how we play over here in closing loans. I can tell you that as a brokered entity, you guys, in using us as a brokered entity, you guys are utilizing in the origination process our Order LE service. I'm happy at any time for somebody to dial the phone this way and have me walk them through step by step exactly what needs to be done and what will happen in a response to that initial period of meshing your origination with our registration. It's very vital that we do connect as early as possible on the transaction. One of the key components of that part of the flow is that LE request does have to be done electronically within our system in the pipeline by noon the day after your trigger day. So, that's really in getting your deals live with us. That is the ultimate key that I really want you to focus on. Everything else will come mostly with interaction from me at that time. Know that I man the team PNW email address as well as my own direct line. And again, am here at any time, ready and waiting to get people fired up into the system, understanding how to register, lock, get a deal live. I know that your disclosure teams are awesome. They're very versed already in the way that we do things. The packages that you guys create as a brokered loan package, as long as they're full and complete with anti-steering and such, come right through our doors without any hitches. We just add the LE that's issued by request through our pipeline of registration system. Again, I am a big proponent of upfront investigating and understanding how things happen rather than trying to fix problems. So don't hesitate to make me that second call or even that first call about what to do over here. I've spent 20 years in the industry, 10 years of it as a retail sales manager. So, that's, as John said, I can just encourage you. I can't encourage you enough to make an initial call this way so that you can feel what I have to give for you guys in support of your transactions, both in guiding you how to put them through the system, but also, as John said, that comfort level and understanding and knowing that we're going to get it done on your behalf, the best that it can be done, and have a great time doing it.
Awesome. Thank you, bro.
Yeah, details. There's a lot of details, guys, but I'd really rather take either specific questions or, again, take one-on-one calls or little groups of people who do want to be walked through the system and understand how it works.
Perfect. If I can, I'll start with a couple of questions right now.
All right.
As far as disclosing the loan, are you guys disclosing or are we disclosing?
The great follow-up clarification. So in this disclosure process in originating a loan, at the request of our Order LE desk, we are going to throw in the official initial LE and a supporting SSPL for that LE. We are going to look to you guys for the official 1003 that does reflect the supported application date during the Order LE process, as well as all the other federal and state disclosures that come along with the brokered loan. The LE is the only thing that you're not pushing out, or at least not coming across with us when you do submit your loan. We do have a new system in the works rolling out, maybe next year sometime that's going to be a little more full featured. Right now, we are working with what we have and are looking to you for the official 1003 and the brokered loan disclosure package. E-signed is fine on all products. I would never do blue ink signatures on something like that to get the loan into underwriting.
Excellent. Nope, we understand that. So, all right. Boy, that was, as far as the thing I'd like to get to is if you would send me over, just send me emails with your contact information. I'll also include it on our system. But if you'll send over the sheets that you're also showing, I'll put them on the site as well. I'm also going to add it to an email going out for this afternoon's training, just to show some of the products that you guys handle. But if there's any other questions, I would open it up. I don't want to hog the time here.
I've unmuted everybody. Welcome, Kevin. I see Kevin was brave enough to come like me and show our mugs on the screen, so I appreciate that. But yeah, we'd love to. I unmuted everybody if anybody has any questions.
I think it's pretty much simple. One of the questions, so USDA allows under their guidelines for if someone had they didn't have a score and you were to build a non-traditional credit, we don't in-house provide that option. Do you guys offer that option?
You know, we don't, and I'll be the first to tell you that our USDA program doesn't have the same, I think, value that the FHA, VA, and conventional programs do. So no, the answer is no. One thing we do, I'm not sure what states that you operate inside of, but we have confirmed last week that, as you probably know, manufactured homes and USDA is kind of more sizzle than steak, because USDA requires initially right now that all purchases on units be new units within 12 months and never lived in. Well, they're testing a pilot program in 5 or 6 states, and we do accept those pilot program states. I think it's Wyoming, Texas. So there are a few states that do that. We will accept those. But other than that, we don't have, and we're looking to make that robust, but for right now, it's a limited appeal.
Pilot program meaning that they do not have to be new within
You're
12
exactly
months?
correct. Yep. If you want to, I can send you the guidance on that. But there's 5 or 7, I think there's 7 states doing a pilot program started last year. And Texas is one of them. So I can send you that guidance. You can do a purchase of an existing unit.
That'd be great. Yeah, send it forward to us. That'd be a great thing to show.
Okay, make a note of that for you.
Like I said, so often our loan officers are reacting to what their client has.
Wow.
So it just becomes a situation that it may be just that they're blasting you more on questions when it comes in, because they may not have a specific deal at this moment. But
Understood.
we're opening those channels and making it easier for our loan officers to have access and to find you guys. So
love that. Love that.
Does anybody else have any questions? Okay. Well, if you have anything else, guys, otherwise we'll wrap it up and we'll go again at 2 o'clock Central Time. We send out notices a half hour before as well, just as a reminders. But if no one else has any questions, we'll move on.
Well, Anthony and Kevin and Brett, appreciate your time this morning coming online with us. Hopefully you've seen some faces, heard some voices, so you're comfortable. And yeah, like you said, most of it's file-specific stuff. So we are here to get in the trenches with you, to roll up our sleeves whenever you have a deal that you can't move internally. Until then, we appreciate your time.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, talk to you later.
See you.
Have a great day.
Bye.